Hey, ARESxGOD, and it's time to talk about Undead Unluck. And honestly, this episode is one of the better ones that I have gotten here from the series. Just shows how much the world, the characters are really good with. This one brings in a lot of questions, but I'm really starting to like more and more the relationship between Andy and Fuko. I think this might be the best thing, or at least one of the best things that the series does, along with world building and the power system. But after this episode, I'm liking them more and more. So let's get into it. Now, it picks up from last episode with the huge stacks of books that Andy became to read his past, but there's a catch to it. How exactly are you going to read that? But Ano has an idea. Kind of reverse Pokemon Balls Fuko with the Soul Calibur artifact. Gives her an out-of-body astral projection experience there and shoves her inside the books. But I think there's a lot more to it. I don't know if those were memories or this was kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, because I have a feeling that Fuko in fact did go to the past instead of just reading the memories. I'm really curious how this works. We're gonna get towards that towards the end. Now we have Fuko waking up in the Wild West and having to talk English to save her life, but thankfully we have Andy, or what was Andy before he became Andy, saving her along with a group of kids and his own band there. Josh, I really liked her, but yeah, unfortunately, Josh, we're gonna get to that also. She finds out about Fuko's unluck, touching her, gets some bird shit landing on her, and Fuko has to prove herself. Starts talking about Andy's tattoos, that she knows him. They actually go to a town, spend some time there drinking, having a contest, eating, enjoying time, and we find out this is an Andy very lost, very different than the Andy that we know in the present, or the Andy that we know when the series started, even without Victor. Even though Victor, I think, was trying to come to the surface by the bleeding that we see in the artifact in Andy's head. I'm really curious. Hopefully at some point we're going to have an episode with Victor talking to him, maybe getting some answers, getting to know Victor, and also really curious how Andy came to be. That's probably gonna be next few episodes. But anyway, back to the episode. Andy's also very curious about Fuko, and they're able to interact, and she's able to interact with this role. This is where I'm thinking she actually went to the past here. But Andy also doesn't know Negator powers, doesn't know he's in fact immortal. He just knows he heals a bit. Now Fuko wants to join the group, but she has to gain their trust first of all, and the test is playing Russian roulette. Fuko just does it, like she pulls the trigger multiple times, even though she 50-50 knew that the gun wasn't loaded, or she trusted that Andy is always Andy. Like, you would never do something like this to a non-combatant, and in fact the gun wasn't loaded, but of course she didn't knew that. She had so much faith in Andy bordering on insanity there. Now all these fun times, bonding, everything gets cut short by the bandits coming in and shooting up the place. Pretty much they all die, of course, without Andy. Joss sacrifices herself to save Andy, to save Fuko, my bad. Yeah, I kind of like them, but also makes it even more painful for Andy, showing him going through life, always losing people more and more there. The situation was also very tough for the saloon lady. She had to go along with the plan because they're threatening the kids. It wasn't her fault, but it was also kind of her fault at the same time. It's a very tough situation. Innocent bystander being forced to do something they wouldn't otherwise have done. there. What I liked was and this Andy feels more like a Terminator than the happy Andy that we have in the future. He grabs two huge axes and goes in chopping time, obliterates all of the bandits there, and after that they have to bury their comrades, and the woman was feeling very guilty, but Andy does something both petty in a way and both good for her in a way. Kind of puts this burden on her, telling her, hey, if you want to do something for me to forgive you or to get over this, pour some drinks once per year, every time until you die on their graves. Always remember them. And Fuko knows she did it for her also, for the woman, so she's not always lost in guilt, not blaming herself, because like I said, that situation was shitty either way. If she didn't go along with the plans, probably would have died, and the kids would have died otherwise. But she had to sell out the people that helped her there. Yeah, this kind of has Andy and Fuko going on a journey there, spending time, quite a bit of time there. They get a new group, new members. Fuko has to do the ritual of initiation for new members with her unluck. But yeah, overall, so far with this episode, you just see a bit of not big reveal, so to say. The best thing that happened in this episode, that was my favorite, was the conversation after all of this. So when Andy got a bit serious and asked her, what does it mean to die? And he also gave his own opinion on this. Brain stops thinking. When you stop thinking, you're not able to challenge, you're not able to do anything. That's when you die, which is true, but also Foucault's response, which can be called cliche. It's very true. Even the title of the episode, Memento Mori, remember you die, it's very on point with the theme of this episode. Her answer to the question was, when people stop remembering you, which is also very true. Kind of the same way he kind of kept alive his friends when he said pour a drink out for them every time, once time per year. And here is where Foucault is very open with him, telling him about her past, how she blames herself for her involvement with her parents' death there, how she lost them, but she always remembers them, keeps them in her heart. They wouldn't blame her, and this kind of has Andy opening up a bit, finally smiles there, and we get a glimpse of the Andy that we know, which I like. Both answers to that questions, both are true in different ways. One doesn't exclude the others, but of course Foucault's answer is a bit more poetic, more sentimental, which I like that a bit more. Then you have the cold logical truth that Andy has kind of been throughout this episode, cold logical, kind of like a Terminator, and Foucault opening him up, changing him, kind of bringing back his emotions. This is why I like the relationship quite a lot. And him finally smiling tells her something very important. 1865, April 15, Washington DC. That's his first memory that he remembers there, and Foucault is going to go there, and he goes in for a kiss. She was very cute here. No, not yet. I love you, but I don't love the current you I love. And she confesses without realizing, being very flustered there. So yeah, she loves him, of course she does, and he also loves her, the future, present, however you wanna call the Andy that we know him. And she starts fading away, and this is where she tells him, hey, in 144 years in Shinjuku, we're gonna meet, chase me, I'm gonna run away, but then I'm gonna kiss you after, don't let me go. And this is where I kind of feel self-fulfilling prophecy. So episode 1, does that mean Andy knew that he was going to meet Foucault there? So she kind of caused this entire thing to be set in motion. I kind of like this type of thing, and also considering with how the entire world is a loop where they always meant to meet. I really like this one, and I think they're great for each other, Andy and Foucault, and got me a bit emotional this episode. And I'm starting to see why a lot of the manga readers said the characters are great the more you watch it, and the story, the world, everything. Now, the main problem with the series that it has right now is the pacing for the last few episodes. This one also had a bit of a recap. The pacing was pretty good compared to the last few episodes, but still. Now, overall, I really liked it. Probably one of the best episodes that I've gotten for character development in the series, especially for the relationship between Andy and Fuko. I have a lot of questions. Like I said, did she actually go to the past? Was it just affecting the memories and they knew? So I don't know how it worked there, but it seems like they're very, very connected with each other. And I also have questions about Ano. Still a very mysterious character, but overall great episode there. And I'm really curious what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Undead Unluck. I'm having a lot more fun with it the deeper we get into it. Make sure to check out the podcast, because anime. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.